Good morning from a car dealership parking lot. We're picking up something new and exciting and scary for me, but mostly exciting. Got the truck, the trailer. We're gonna fill that. So one of our kind of, I guess you call it initiatives, one of our goals for 2023 is to kind of expand into some new chassis. And the most obvious one, switching from the K-swapped, Honda stuff, is FRS and the BRZ. And as a part of that, we already have Dana's car, K-swapped, running Time Attack. It's another project in the works, maybe another second project in the works, but then there's also going to be a new car in the fleet. So we're here to pick it up today. So this is the first time I bought a new car, which is very scary. That's why it's scary. The rest of it's exciting. But it is the fanciest, newest, shiniest thing I've ever bought. It might get babied for a little bit before it gets, stuff. All right, paperwork is done. Holy cow. Here it is. So it's a 2023 Subaru BRZ, manual of course. Obviously stock, not that exciting, but it is also very exciting. I drove one of these a couple months ago, and my biggest complaint with them was always the power. They just were so lame. And the new engine is literally the only thing this car ever needed. On top of that, it doesn't hurt that it looks awesome. One of the first new cars that was actually attainable that was like, damn, I would buy that. And now I did. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Oh, that's so cool. Let's take it home. All right, we're all loaded up. Let me tell you, I have never loaded a car more slowly and carefully in my entire life. Not any other race car I've ever owned, nothing have I ever loaded that carefully. There it is. Oh, wait, hang on. Keep an eye on it all the way home, just gotta look at it. Whoa, what's that? It's a couple days later, got the BRZ to the shop, and after a little bit of travel, I haven't actually got to drive it much. It still only has like 20 miles on it. But I did do my first and probably only for a little bit splurge on just making it mine a little bit. So the first thing that it's gonna get is a little TRD spoiler right on the back. Woo. Got it right here. Stick that on real quick and then try not to think about modifying it for a little while. The phone didn't film unboxing, but there it is. This is it. Wow. So the video that I found on YouTube, all of these adhesive points are just held on with the glue anyway. So removing the bolts and just sticking it with the tape is like almost just as good. And it's on. Woo. Easy. Less than 10 minutes. Ooh, yeah. All right, so we're officially on our first true road trip, and we're actually driving to Virginia for the SCCA runoffs. And I was supposed to fly, but I also wasn't supposed to get this car until after. And then I looked at the route, and I saw all the back roads, and realized the car needs break-in miles. Why not take it? I'm kind of just now learning some of the buttons and things and getting my first impressions, because otherwise I'd only driven it around town. I haven't really beaten on the car yet, just because I am trying to be a little bit careful because it's my new shiny thing. I still got a couple more hours to go, but I'm finally on the back roads, which is the main reason that I kind of took this trip instead of flying. And I'm just now kind of starting to really fall in love with having just any car, I think, but having this car, it's kind of coming alive on these like twisty Virginia back roads. So I think I'm at Lover's Leap. I forget what this is called, but it's a beautiful view. I had to stop and take a couple pictures and a couple videos, because why not? But We're almost broken in. We're almost broken in. So I'm just starting to get a little bit more in the RPMs and a little bit more in the throttle and playing with it a little bit. It's starting to come alive. I like this car. Big moment. We're in Virginia. We're about to roll over on the break-in miles. Oh, I should put the windows up. Hey! We are officially broken in, if you believe in that. Good thing we're about an hour from a racetrack, right? So as I'm kind of just rolling down the road here, just got the break-in miles, got a couple days under the car, been driving it pretty much every environment, you know, some city traffic, some highways, some back roads, everything. Couple of things that are standing out. First of all, if you see the steering wheel is very small, which I like. It feels small in the interior anyway, and I like that it has kind of that lightweight feel that the NDMX5 has, but it doesn't fake having light steering. Like the steering feel is actually really strong, but the size of the wheel and the weight of the wheel makes it still feel like it's a really light, you know, small car. So I like that they didn't dampen the steering too much with that overly powered steering. On the dash, the first thing I noticed that the fuel economy thing here, it goes in increments of 10, so it's not going to go like 99, 98, 97. It goes just to 90, which kind of don't mind. It kind of makes it less stressful. You see 31.6 miles to the gallon. That's after some significant back roads and stoppages and stuff like that. So that's pretty solid. But the other screen that I really like is not on that hand, it's on this hand. There, I have a lap timer. It looks like I can set some sort of beacon or at least start it. Then there's this G meter, which is pretty cool that I have the throttle and brake map right on there. So if I put the car in, just kind of blip the throttle a couple times, touch the brake, I have a, you know, that G meter, but I also have the actual braking thing. Uh-oh. There's a cop behind me that I hope I don't get pulled over for filming while I'm driving. Get out from behind me. Get away. Yeah, there you go. Move over. It's still recording. I hope that's a terrible angle on my chin too. All right, so as I was saying, the throttle and brake, obviously I'm not looking at that when I'm driving, but just in general, having that to just show my brake traces while the car's stationary or anything like that's, I don't know. I've never seen a car really have that, and I kind of like that. There's my power. Look how much power I have. Ooh, nice flat torque curve. What else? That's about it. It's not gonna be very interesting. I'm not like trying to review this car or anything. That's about it. First impressions. I still like it.
Tires are a little wet. Height. Tight as you can. First pull. Next
Literally
pull,
first pull.
Make it a little bit.
I would race that.
There's.
It's actually not horrible, different, huh?
It's not, but look at this power up here you're missing.
Yeah.
You're missing another 1,000 RPM of power back. Another thing I sometimes like to do is the time. This is power over time, so how long that pull took. This K24 was able to do the pull in 8.5 seconds, where yours took 11.5. 10
Because you were driving, let me do it.
Okay, yeah.
So the only thing I haven't really talked about is what the car is for. And I've been kind of figuring that out as we go, to be honest. Other than a fun street car, I kind of decided I really want to go through the process of modifying a car for myself. Believe it or not, I've literally never like bought car parts and bolted them to a car and like modified a car in all of my years of doing car stuff. Like, it's just always been race cars that are already race cars. So this will be my first car that I am modifying and putting all the parts on. My goal is to do all the work myself. I want to do all the research myself. I want to choose the way it's built. And in the end, I want it to be highly adjustable so that I can learn the engineering side of the race car a little bit better. I'm really good at giving the feedback of what the car is doing and what I want the car to do instead, but I'm not very strong at the kind of connecting the two, especially when it comes to like shocks. You know, my pipe dream by the end would be to have 3 or 4-way shocks and adjustable bars and like adjustable everything, and really have done all of the nuts and bolts on the car myself to understand what they all did, kind of do them in like a, you know, step-by-step process to make sure that I'm not just like going ham the first time, and then just make changes all the time. You know, I'm not really building it for a class. I'm not really building it for anything specific, but I really want to learn. I really want to get better at the parts that I've never had to be good at because of the position I'm in. So this car is going to teach me race car engineering someday, eventually. At least that's the plan right now. So with that said, I'm kind of going through picking my first round of parts. That'll be video number 2, is kind of putting round 1. I want to get a nice baseline, and the goal is to have that ready for when we go to Barber in January, so that I can drive the car for the first time on track and really feel, okay, now where do I want to start? Because I know I'm going to want to do more. It's probably like getting a tattoo. Like, you get one, now you want 17 more. Put one car part on. So yeah, I guess this is going to be kind of a series of Tom learning how cars work a little bit, how cars are engineered. Going to be learning how to modify your car for the very first time as a 31-year-old professional in motorsports. It's going to be a journey, but I guess you got to start somewhere.